G'day and hello, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you know my name, but if not, my name is George, and all I do is Christian stewardship. Today's no different, 4th of August 2026. Let's go with today's message of hope. Yes, and I want to tell you about Mr. O'Sullivan. Mr. O'Sullivan walked into Land West Library just a few weeks ago carrying two books that weren't his to carry. You'll see what I mean. They were his grandfather's books. That's Walter Griffith Owen. He borrowed them from what was then the Land West Public Library and Reading Room in 1910, before I was born, before my father was born too. Owen went on to serve in both World Wars, apparently. He's stationed in Conway during the Second World War, and somewhere along the way, in some drawer, in some box carried from house to house, those two books just stayed in that box. Amazingly, 116 years later, his grandson brought them back home to the library. Now, I've got my own version of that story. Mine is definitely considerably less impressive, but nevertheless, I'm happy to share with you. Well, my eldest son was probably 4, maybe even 5, I can't remember. I borrowed a Wiggles DVD from our local library, because in those days, DVD was still the way to go. Yeah. I mean, it's the kind you play 40 times before your kids age out of it, those DVDs, right? And to this day, I do not know where that disc is. Someone doing the lawn. Let's move away from there. Right? I know I found a cover. My wife found the DVD cover. The disc itself, let's assume it's vanished into whatever dimension even missing socks go to, right? Maybe went to the same place. But my local library, oh, bless them. They quietly retired that DVD from the catalogue rather than chasing me for a fine. So God bless them. 40 viewings just vanished, of course. Never see it again. And I suspect you've got a drawer somewhere with something in it that isn't yours either. Now, 116 years sounds like a long time to sit on 2 library books. And it is. It isn't even the record though, because Cambridge had one on file that said it was borrowed in 1668 and returned it 288 years later. So you want another statistics? I'll tell you. George Washington, President of the United States. Yes, that one. He took a book from the New York Society Library early in his presidency and never gave it back in his lifetime. How could they have forgotten it? Oh dear. Well, it resurfaced 221 years later. Better late than never, hey? Nobody's chasing his estate for the fine, though. It's a funny stat, isn't it? Now, I understand why Conway Libraries posted it, but the joke wears off fast because underneath it sits a genuinely simple test. What do you actually do with something that was never yours to begin with? Yeah. We're going to go to Psalm 37. It's mostly David talking himself out of envying people who cut corners and seem to get away with it. Yeah, no shortage of those people, right? But right in the middle of it, almost as an aside, he writes this. I'll tell you. He says, "The wicked borrows and does not pay back, but the righteous is generous and gives." Put your comment. Who would you rather be, the righteous and the generous, or the opposite? Now, if you've never returned something in better shape than you found it, stick around, because that's exactly the test we're about to fail together. Which brings me to a car. Story of a car. Now, early in 1990s, I own a brown Volkswagen with semi-automatic that I love more than a grown man should have probably admitted to loving a car. I really love that car. I call it Maria. It had come in with the speedometer reading in miles. So somewhere along the way, somebody, the previous owner, had taken a marker and written the kilometer equivalent straight onto the dashboard. Yes, it was ugly, but who cares? It still did its job. And the car was mine. It was my very first car. Well, I can tell you, a woman from my church needed a car for a few weeks because she was picking up casual nursing shifts around town, saving to join a ship called the Doulos. It was a missionary vessel that toured ports around the world. Yeah? It was part floating bookshop, part mission trip. You could actually sail on. So I was generous, I said yes, because I could catch a train to work. Tram. Okay, when it was time to get it back, because I really missed my car, I didn't get a call from her. I got one. I just contacted her so-called boyfriend telling me where to come and pick it up. So yeah, I found my way again, public transport across town to collect my own car. You would think he would have driven it to me. My car wasn't washed, not even hand washed, right? Which was all everyone was asking for. I wasn't expecting a gift. I wasn't expecting a thank you card. I wasn't expecting a windscreen someone had wiped down, or maybe the courtesy of the car coming to me rather than the other way around. I never saw her again after that. Or maybe I did, I can't remember. I don't know if she made it onto the Doulos. Some part of me hopes that she did, because hey, she's doing God's work. So be it. Another part of me is still thinking about that car. When something isn't yours, the standard was never don't wreck it. Right? Because that's too low of a bar. Psalm 37 sets a higher one for us. Not just about handling something back intact, but handing it back generously. Better than you received it, surely. Friends, if you've got a marker written dashboard somewhere, something on loan right now, literal or not, could be a tool, a car, a CD, someone's trust. It's a role that was only ever handed to you for a season. Psalm 37 doesn't ask whether you gave it back in one piece. Right? He asks whether you gave it back washed. That's one interpretation, right? Walter Griffith Owen's grandson kept faith with a promise he didn't even make himself. Across 116 years and 2 world wars. And he walked through the door of a small library in Wales. My car, at that time, still has kilometers scrolled on the dashboard in the marker. It never did get that wash. But hey, let bygones be bygones. I'm not perfect, I've done wrongs before. So learn from me, guys. And that's today's message of hope. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these videos. You take care. Bye bye.